what did you do in the last 3 years to grow so fast?
No one in my family has ever been an entrepreneur. I have been the first accidental entrepreneur in my family. He said that, Manu, you have become a professional storyteller. I have become a professional storyteller. Second was, imagine a guy who earns 15,000 rupees a month is doing stock trading. I said, how are you doing stock trading? He said, this is Zerodha. That's when I actually got acquainted with Zerodha.
Why the name Invictus?
One of my co-founders says that it has to be invincible.
Thank you, Ratna. And Manu, once again, congratulations. Today seems to be that auspicious day. We're doing an event in Pune with some of our most favorite people, and you announced your fundraise as well. So growth has been pretty good, right? And all that's been achieved in the last 3 years. Yeah. And excited to be here because you're an entrepreneur yourself, right? So what did you do in the last 3 years to grow so fast?
I mean, the most interesting thing is that our business is related to the markets, and markets haven't really supported us for last 20 months out of 36 months that we have been actively into business. And fair to say that when the times are tough, you get to become far more prudent about your decision making. You think twice about it. The tailwind, although most of the time makes you believe in things which are not real. I think so. As a business, see, first of all, this evening is going to stay with me forever, because as he said that today our fundraise of 280 crores got announced, and that too in Pune. There are certain memory points which will always stay with you. So first of all, I would like to thank you, and I'm slightly nervous being over here in all fairness, because the kind of stalwarts who are sitting across over here are some people I have, as a professional, always admired and looked upon all of you, to see what kind of businesses all of you have built. And about myself, I come from a very middle-class service background. My father was a civil servant. No one in my family has ever been an entrepreneur. I have been the first accidental entrepreneur in my family. So I really don't know what right or wrong I have done, but at least I can say that we spend 2/3 time in planning and 1/3 time in execution. I think so that's the success mantra for us.
And you say that you're very much rooted in technology, and you also don't manufacture products, which is quite contrary to most of your peers, right? What do you have to say about that?
No, so our journey had two inflection points, real life inflection points for me to think beyond being a professional. I was a professional private banker for almost 2 decades. Both incidentally happened in 2019. One was I was engaging with one of my clients on a Sunday brunch, and he was my client for almost 15 years. And I was just going through a portfolio review, this fund, this is going, and he made a remark. He said that, Manu, you have become a professional storyteller. That stuck with me, and I introspected, why did he say that I have become a professional storyteller? And the fact was that the funds were underperforming consistently, and I was only giving him reasons why it will perform well over a period of time. So that was one inflection point which left me to think about, why is it like this? Why the products are so narrow? What kind of products have I given to him that a client for 15 years had to come back and say this to me? He was like family to me. Second was, my office runner boy was doing stock trading. I mean, imagine a guy who earns 15,000 rupees a month is doing stock trading. And I just asked him, what are you doing? He said, I'm doing stock trading. I said, how are you doing stock trading? He said, this is Zerodha. I said, that's when I actually got acquainted with Zerodha. And what really surprised me when he told me, I opened the account online, and till then, large wealth management companies even today open accounts in 2 weeks' time. So the second thing that got stuck into me was the fact that when the long tail of the India market is so beautifully being served digitally, why are UHNIs digitally underserved? So these were honestly the two inflection point events that happened that made me to think beyond the obvious and the status quo.
And most of the pitch that you hear, people say that the PMS and AIF universe doesn't really beat the index, and the laziest investors tend to win. And everyone here has been told the opposite for the 30 years. Make the case.
No, it's a very simple case, and today I can, if any client puts his portfolio data onto us, this will reflect. 90% of the alternate funds, AIFs, PMS, underperform the index, and why they underperform the index is simply because in an AIF, nearly 40% of your top line return is polished off between taxes and profit share. So even if you make 20% return, your end return will be really 12%, which is not transparently communicated to the client. So there is a kind of impression which is there. So that is the reason, and it's a fact. I mean, we run over 1.5 lakh crores of data over there. So that's the reason why it's a reality. And lazy investor is something very simple. It is made to believe to UHNIs that mutual fund is for smaller people. Trust me, mutual fund still gives the best return in the market. Easiest, simplest way. Hardly I come across portfolios which beat the index on a post-tax, post-cost basis. And mutual fund does it very beautifully.
Why the name Invictus?
Okay, very simple. We were saying we want to build best platform. One of my co-founders says that it has to be invincible, best in the market. And we said it should be Invictus, and it happened to be Invictus.
And do you have any core principle, for example, serving beyond the 2 postcodes, being present for client personally in the markets that are underserved? Are there any core principles?
Yeah. So fundamentally, our business model is very different to any other wealth management company of whatever vintage, 10, 15, 20 years, big brand, small brand is different. We have built this business out on the principle of cross-sectional operating leverage, where we have created one single unified infrastructure, which does certain core activities, and around that infrastructure, we have built different channel of sales. Now, when I was looking at this opportunity of building something on our, believe you me, I didn't started with UHNI business. I have started the business with B2B2C, covering today 66 cities in India with 75 offices. In 3 years, we have built out a distribution network across 66 cities in India with 75 offices. And the philosophy was very simple, that in tier 2, tier 3 cities, the wealth has grown, but the quality of wealth management solution has remained very subpar. And my biggest opportunity is not Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore. Is everything else from Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore. And today, the only place we have gone wrong is in terms of the business volume which we get out of tier 2, tier 3 cities. It's incredible. It's incredible. So we are building for Bharat, basically.
And I should definitely ask you this question. If you had 10 crores today, where would you allocate it? And if you had 100 crores, where would you allocate that? Name the asset classes, not to Hurun or anything.
I mean, are you asking me where will I personally invest?
Yeah.
I will do broadly 3 allocations out of this. Whether it is 10 or 100 crore or 1,000 crore, it doesn't make a difference. Firstly, I know what kind of a return I want to make. Unfortunately, people don't really know that number, what is there in their mind. For me, a good return is nearly around compounding. The biggest thing in wealth management or investment is compounding. If your portfolio cannot compound, you can never make money. So for me, anything which is 16 to 18% is a phenomenal return. Yeah. And if you can do it over 10, 15, 20 years, you do. And for me, today, with my personal investing of 24 years, I can make this return by putting nearly 70% of my capital into mutual funds. That too through SIP. UHNIs don't do SIP. It's still the best investment strategy to invest money because there are issues and conflict of interest with the wealth manager. That's why it's not proposed, it's not propagated, but it still remains to be the best. You can do a 5 crore rupee month SIP, you will still make more money by vis-a-vis investing lump sum. So for me, it will be 70% mutual fund. 20% definitely I will invest into private markets because India private market dynamics has changed so well. I mean, look at our investor. Burman family was our initial investor when we raised our first capital 4 years back. 30 crores was raised at 155 crore valuation. Today we are close to 2,000 crore valuation business. I think so by the time we list ourselves, I think so they will make that 10 crores could be any money, 500, 600 crores. So private markets will always be good investment, and I do personally 20%. And 10% I will diversify my capital offshore because of the limitation of the money I can move through LRS. 10% dollar investments is also very important in the strategic sense from a long-term perspective, and you keep building it up. So I will keep it very simple, nothing fancy, not much of AIFs, PMSs.
So no debt, private credit, nothing?
No, I'm a long-term equity investor. These kind of markets don't perturb me at all. Even if it falls by 20%, I don't need the money tomorrow. So why should I be bothered? So just stay constant and stay long-term.
Cool. So last question, you're a rider, and hopefully you'll wake up tomorrow early morning and you'll probably go for a ride. What are the spots that you would love to go for a stroll in Pune?
Well, just for everyone's knowledge, I'm a hog. Yes, I'm a Harley owner group part. But due to keyman risk, my co-founders made me sell my bike 4 years back when I started the company. They said, boss, you cannot be riding a bike and going on, because while I was starting Centricity, I went for a ride from Delhi to Run of Kutch. And me and my co-founder came back and we had a severe COVID. And both of us nearly went to the deathbed and came back. So they said, no bike ride. So I sold my bike. But yes, Pune is just like the periphery of Pune is beautiful. Some of the places I've been, I think so, this is a place called Mulchi Lake. I've seen towards Western Ghat. I think so I will ride towards that, if given an opportunity now by my co-founders.
Once again, thank you very much, Manu.
Thank you.
Fantastic story, inspirational story. With 2,000 crores, you would enter our future unicorn index as a cheater. So congratulations on that as well. Can I have a big round of applause for Manu, please? Thank you very much.
Thank you.